What's up, guys? Welcome to the Stats Free Sports channel. Here to bring you an NFL trade prediction video for the Panthers wide receiver Adam Thielen. I believe he'll be traded to the Kansas City Chiefs before the NFL trade deadline. Let's get into why, guys. So I'm not gonna lie to you. This Adam Thielen trade prediction video might be the hardest one of this NFL trade deadline season. Going on week 3, and it's time to start pushing some of these videos out. You start to get a inkling and a feel for some of these fits and some of the guys that could be traded. As we all know, a lot of teams that are contending teams, even though it's still early, it's only going into week 3. You see what teams will be contenders and what teams will most likely not be. Now, obviously, the Panthers, who are, league-wise, a consensus known by all the NFL fans that they are the worst team in the NFL, that they might have a fire sale. Bryce Young could be traded, most likely not, though, until the summer. But you have guys who are veterans like Miles Sanders, Deontay Johnson, who just got there from the Steelers, and also a veteran receiver, topic of this video, Adam Thielen, and plus more. Some of these guys could be moved on from, and Adam Thielen, to me, has the most landing spots out of all the trade predictions I'll probably do before the trade deadline. Who doesn't need a veteran wide receiver who can give you some good yards, have great hands, and still create some separation? Not as he used to, in his prime a couple years ago, but still can give you some good play. But let's see how we got here. And I'll talk about why the Chiefs, out of all the teams, then we'll go into, some alternative situations he could go to, because there are a lot of teams that are wide receiver needy. A lot of teams who, best receivers, 1 and 2 receivers, are out for the season or out for a good little while. But let's see how we got here first. As I said earlier, Panthers, worst team in the league by far. Just benched their guy, Bryce Young, their first overall pick a couple years ago. He's now on bench, but it's no surprise, new regime, new head coach, and Dave Canales. It makes all the sense in the world. He's not their guy. So as we all know, he's going now. Could be traded by the trade deadline. I did a video on that as well. I tend to think he'll be traded by the summer or spring, post Super Bowl. But I don't think now is the best time during the season to do so. His stock is low. He's not playing well. There's no value in trading him right now. But as far as Thielen goes, he's one of many receivers that has spoken out in the Carolina Panther locker room. The newly acquired Deontay Johnson from the Steelers has spoke out saying he's frustrated. Adam Thielen himself, all reports showing he's frustrated, and Xavier Legette, rookie from South Carolina, who hasn't really had the ball at all this season, has said himself that he is frustrated and is happy that Dalton's inside the has the reins for the QB1 spot now, so he can get him the ball more. So, but as we all know, veterans seem to fly off the market when their team is sorry around trade deadline time, and this is no different for the Panthers. A fire sale could be happening, and Thielen to the Chiefs make the most sense. Obviously, we all know the Chiefs, the most team. If you had to bet, they would be the contending team that everyone will root for to go, the three-peat this year. And everyone knows that they're probably the favorites, even though they're not playing hot right now. Kelsey's kind of start off slow through the first 2 weeks. We all see and we all know that the Chiefs are the biggest threat. Clearly, they're going for their 3rd straight title. And their star receiver that they brought in, Marquise Hollywood-Brown, is most likely out for the season. At first, he was on IR for the first 4 games. Now he's been upgraded for the full season. And I think that Bengals game, which I spoke about on this channel, as soon as it happened, I did my game reaction and also posted all 22 film for, which you can check it out. But that game kind of showed Xavier Worthy's weakness. It's early on, but I don't think he'll progress with it this year. Has to get bigger, has to get stronger. The fastest player in the NFL for a reason. He is fast, but he's not physical yet. And Cam Taylor-Britt, and he said something before the game people thought that he would pay for, but he did improve that game and really show the flaw in Worthy's game. Other than him, they have Rashee Rice, star player, can beat you inside and outside, but they need more. Isaiah Pacheco, that star running back, he's also out for a while with the injury. As I said earlier, their new guy, Hollywood-Brown, is now gone for the year. And then you have the guys like Justin Watson, who's okay. Sky Moore hasn't done much since he's been there. You're going to need someone else to help out, and you can bring in guys who was there last year. They did bring some back. They brought in Juju. Not going to do too much at all. Nothing really expected of him as of right now. But guys like MVS, who could be an option. Corey Davis, free agent, could be an option. But I think a guy like Adam Thielen, to me, makes the most sense. Still a good player. Still, as I said, makes separation. Had a good year last year with the Panthers and Bryce Young. Just this year, it just went downhill quick and fast. So I think the Chiefs bring him in probably on the fourth round pick, fifth round pick. And I think they bring him in and he helps out the Chiefs. And I don't have them winning a third Super Bowl. I said that in my prediction video, which you can check out as well. I have the Packers versus the Texans. That was my prediction, but the Chiefs are going to be a problem still, as we all know. But I think at the end of the day, they won't win it. But I think they will try to help themselves out and bring in a guy like Thielen, 11-year vet who's still good, who still can play and still play winning football. Now on to some contending teams, some alternative options that could lure him away from Carolina instead of and not going to Kansas City, because I know the league should be partnering up saying, hey, as long as Kansas City doesn't get him, and the league should be doing that with all players, really, especially someone who could help them out a lot at a position of need. So it took everything in me to not say my Atlanta Falcons. You follow my channel, I really, really believe in pass connections. I did a video on that just last week on Giants pass rusher Azeez Al-Jalaari going to the Raiders. Another NFL trade prediction video. Malcolm Kuntz is out for the year. Max Crosby kind of starting slow as well. Him and Patrick Graham, that is Al-Jalaari and Graham, they played with the Giants together, with Graham being the DC and Al-Jalaari being a rookie having like 8 sacks. So, Graham knows what he can do there. And watch the video as well. I go in deeper explanation on that. But stuff like that, pass connections, players who play with other players or GMs and stuff like that. And the Falcons and Thielen has that with our new quarterback, Kirk Cousins, played with Thielen for all those years in Minnesota, had great years, made the Pro Bowl together. So that the fit works, everything works out there. But I just think we have Hodge, who stepped up out of nowhere. We brought in on a 1-year deal, and he's been one of Kirk's go-to targets. And then we still need to get Pitts and Drake London, Darnell Mooney-DeBall, and all those guys, Bijan, Tyler Algier. So I don't think there's room for a guy like Thielen. He demands catches. He demands balls, and I don't know if he can get those balls in Atlanta. So to me, I say no. It makes sense. Everything looks right. It feels right. But I just say no. The Rams, to me, could be the biggest threat to the Chiefs getting Adam Thielen. The Rams need help badly in the worst way. I did address that video. I did address that problem in a prediction video I did probably about 2 weeks ago, prior to Cooper Kupp getting banged up. I did a video on them adding receivers, so check that out on the channel as well. It's possible, that move could happen, but Adam Thielen does make sense and does fit the Rams scheme. So look out for that one. Also, the Steelers make a lot of sense. They have George Pickens, the number 1 guy. They're number 2 and number 3, not so reliable. Van Jefferson, formerly of the Rams, formerly of my Falcons as well. Not a good number 2 to have. You have number 3 guy, Calvin Austin, the third. More of a gadget guy, so the Steelers could be an option. The Chargers make sense. The Ravens make sense. The list goes on. There's a bunch of teams. Who doesn't need, as I said earlier, who doesn't need a veteran wide receiver who can still make plays, who knows what to do, who knows how to find weak spots in the zone, who knows, and also has a great route tree. That's the main thing that a lot of these young players don't quite have yet. The Niners could use them. They have the guy who got no shot, but he's recovered well in rookie wide receiver and Ricky Pearsall, who we all thought could make a big impact and still could as early on. He's recovering, expected to start playing pretty soon. But do the Niners trust him to come in and give great play right now, especially after being shot and missing time? And so we'll see with that part there. Then you have Debo, who could get banged up anytime. You have Brandon Ayuk, who's starting off kind of slow as well, who missed training camp. They could definitely bring in a veteran guy. They also have Jawan Jennings too, but they can't bring in a veteran guy to make them even more deeper in Adam Thielen to make more sense, and to allow just room for error, because we know with the 49ers, they stay with a key injury late in the season that could dampen their playoffs and Super Bowl hopes. So having a guy like Thielen that's waiting around the rings. Waiting on the wings for possible injury in Debo and Ayuk or Jennings, some major to happen. We see that star running back now, McCaffrey is out for a good little while. So hopefully, Adam Thielen is rescued from Carolina. I think it will happen. He's been expressing his unhappiness and stuff like that. And Andy Dalton might quell that for a week or two, but long term, a losing season is going to be a losing season. If you're the Panthers, you want to get back as much as you can for a guy like Thielen. 5th round pick, maybe 4th round pick max. And I think teams, and that's probably highballing it for a veteran guy like Thielen. So my favorite in this landing spot is the Chiefs. Probably second, the Rams and the Steelers tie for second. They're very close calls. They're both needy at a wide receiver spot, especially the Rams. They need something bad. They're 1 and 2 guy, especially depends on who you think is 1. Some people think Puka Nacua is 1. The second-year guy, some think Kupp is still 1. I think it's Nacua. That's up for debate, but both their guys are down right now. A lot of their team, offense and defense, are both down. Stafford needs someone to throw to, and I think Thielen could be a great fit there. Some say Robert Woods could go back to Los Angeles. Some say Robert Woods could go back to the Rams. He's just as old as Thielen, but not playing as well. Not as shifty as he used to be. I think Thielen's a better version of that. Him and Robert Woods kind of same style player, but Thielen still moves and still plays closer to his prime than Robert Woods does. So I wouldn't love that if I'm the Rams, but you never know what may happen. This league is tricky, and like I said, pass connections make sense. Robert Woods going back with Sean McVay, it makes sense. So we'll see what happens. It's real tricky. As I said, this move here is probably the most hardest move to predict. So many teams need a guy like Thielen. It's probably going to the highest bidder and probably wherever Thielen wants to go. That's why my Falcons are a real interesting pick. Kirk Cousins, winning spot in Atlanta. It is possible. It does make sense, but I think Kansas City, if they come a knocking, if they show interest in Thielen, and Thielen can't turn that down. Last year of his contract, going there. I think he's 1 more year left after this year, but going there with Pat Mahomes, you just can't turn that down. You truly can't. Being stuck in Minnesota all those years, not getting long playoff runs. Now in Carolina, going on a year and a half, definitely no playoff run and no big games there. There'll be a change of scenery for the veteran to try to win a Super Bowl. The Chiefs make the most sense. So we'll see what happens, guys. Watch out for the next videos coming up soon, and I will see you guys next time.